This video will be a full tour and documentation of this 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo.
This Grand Cherokee is painted in the bright silver metallic exterior color.
The driver's door panel has some storage areas.
This vehicle does have power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. The base Laredo trim has cloth seating as standard, and this one comes with the medium slate gray interior color scheme.
The driver's seat has full power adjustments, while the passenger front seat is manually adjusted. And now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start it up. On the key, you got the buttons for lock, unlock, panic, as well as your tailgate release.
The Grand Cherokee made its debut for 1993 as a larger alternative to the pre-existing smaller Jeep Cherokee. It was originally supposed to replace the Cherokee, but since there was such a large demand for both models at the time, Jeep went ahead and continued to offer both SUVs at once. Following its launch, the Grand Cherokee was an instant hit, and even now, the Grand Cherokee is still the best-selling model in Jeep's lineup. The Grand Cherokee uses a unibody platform, and that has been the case even going back to '93 when the model debuted, even though that was long before the rise of crossovers, and just about every competing SUV at that time utilized a truck-based body-on-frame design. As of the making of this video, the Grand Cherokee is just about to enter its 5th generation. This 2007 model we have today represents the Grand Cherokee's 3rd generation, codenamed WK, which was produced from the model years 2005 through 2010. For 2008, the Grand Cherokee got a very subtle mid-cycle refresh that included things like a slightly revised front fascia and a new steering wheel. Obviously, that makes this 2007 a pre-facelift model. The US spec Jeep Grand Cherokee comes in 4 different trim levels for the 2007 model year, those being the base Laredo like we have here, followed by Limited, Overland, and the range-topping high-performance SRT8. It can also be had with 5 different engines. The base engine is what this one has, which is a gas-powered 3.7-liter V6 that makes 210 horsepower and is exclusive to the Laredo trim. Next up is a 3-liter turbo diesel V6 which makes 215 horsepower and an impressive 376 pound-feet of torque. The diesel engine is an option for Laredo, Limited, and Overland. The next engine is a 235 horsepower 4.7-liter V8, which is optional on the Laredo and standard on the Limited. The penultimate engine is the 5.7-liter Hemi V8, optional on Limited and standard on Overland, which makes 330 horsepower. Finally, there's the SRT8, which was tuned by Chrysler's SRT Performance Division, which is powered by the top-of-the-line 420 horsepower, 6.1-liter Hemi V8. No matter the engine, the transmission is always a 5-speed automatic. Rear-wheel drive is standard, but a number of 4-wheel drive systems are also offered. This Laredo has QuadraTrack 1, which is a full-time 4-wheel drive system that is all automatic and doesn't have any actual 4-wheel drive controls like the more advanced QuadraTrack 2 and QuadraDrive 2 systems have. Competitors in 2007 included other mid-sized SUVs like the Ford Explorer, Chevrolet Trailblazer, Nissan Pathfinder, and Toyota 4Runner. In Jeep's 2007 SUV lineup, The Grand Cherokee is slotted between the smaller Liberty and the larger Commander.
The instrument cluster houses 4 analog gauges, including your fuel gauge, speedometer, tachometer, and temperature gauge. There are also a couple of digital displays right here. This one actually has quite a bit of information, which you can go through via the buttons right here. And C/T, just push that. Takes you back to your compass and temperature. It has a 4-spoke design, multifunctional steering wheel. On the 2 top spokes, you got the controls for your cruise control. The steering wheel is tilting. Some storage, air vent for the driver. Right here is your exterior lighting stock. And right here is your wiper stock. On top of the steering column is your hazard switch. Going down the center of the interior, got air vents, your whole radio head unit. This one does have a CD player as well as an aux port. Right here, you got the controls to go through that information display in the instrument cluster. Got all the controls for your single zone climate control, traction control toggle button, couple power outlets, and some storage. More storage in front of the shifter, and storage next to it. The parking brake is hand operated. You have 2 cup holders along with some storage. Center console with more storage, some coin holders, and a little pouch right here to store, say, CD cases. The glove box is lockable. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors. Manually dimming rearview mirror. Very simple overhead console with a sunglass holder and overhead lighting. And now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window and then take a look at the engine bay. Both front windows are fully automatic.
The Laredo trim comes with these 17-inch satin silver painted 5-spoke alloy rims. Under the hood of this Grand Cherokee Laredo is the Grand Cherokee's base engine for 2007. That engine is Chrysler's PowerTech 3.7-liter naturally aspirated V6. It's a single overhead cam 12-valve power plant, and it produces 210 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 235 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. This engine is paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode, and the Grand Cherokee in this video has Jeep's Quadra-Trac 1 full-time 4-wheel drive system. Running on regular unleaded with a 21.1-gallon fuel tank, the Grand Cherokee Laredo with the gas V6 gets an estimated 15 mpg in the city and 19 mpg on the highway. It utilizes an independent short and long arm front suspension and a solid axle multi-link rear setup. It comes with four-wheel disc brakes, with the front ones being ventilated. Curb weight rounds up to roughly 4,500 pounds, and Grand Cherokees with the 3.7-liter gas V6 are able to tow up to 3,500 pounds.
As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is located on the driver's side. And on the rear door panel, you've got some more storage and window switch. Now, to aid cargo space, you do have 60/40 split folding rear seats, fold down pretty flat. Back here, you've got grab handles along with coat hooks and lights on either side. Got your rear air vents. And right here, got two cup holders. This interior is very mid to late 2000s Chrysler, pre-Fiat. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I know this era of Chrysler, the interiors just have a very specific feel and aura to them. Certain type of styling language. I know a lot of use of harder plastics, but I know some people who want a Jeep, they want to take this off-road, they actually might like having the hard plastic, especially like on the door panels. They want something just to be tough and durable. And nothing feels like super cheap, like it's gonna fall apart or anything. Single exhaust, rear wiper. Now, as for the tailgate, you can actually open the glass separately. Just find a certain button right here, and it'll just open the glass. Definitely old school SUV stuff with that. And you open the tailgate itself.
In the back of the Grand Cherokee, you're able to fit up to 34.5 cubic feet of cargo with the rear seats up, but space is expanded to 67.4 cubic feet if you fold down the rear seats. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And And as always, stay on the lookout for more tours.